Hey guys, it's Steve with Basketball with Steve, and today I want to talk about Michael Jordan being overrated. Now, I know there will be a lot of hate, but that is okay, because as you guys know, I love the hate, because the dislikes, it just shows how much we're all passionate about basketball. We all express it in different ways. Like, for example, if someone says Kobe's better than LeBron, I'm not going to go and dislike the video. I think that's immature, but it's all good. So anyway, how can I say someone who led his team to go 6 for 6 in the 90s, who won 5 MVPs, 6 Finals MVPs, who won Defensive Player of the Year, and who is a 14-time NBA All-Star, how can I say he is overrated? When people think about the 90s, they say, oh, it was the most competitive era and the best era in terms of talent in NBA history. That is completely false. The 90s was an era of expansion. New teams such as the Vancouver Grizzlies, the Orlando Magic, the Miami Heat, and the Toronto Raptors. Everyone knows expansion teams are for the most part really bad for the first few years of its development. Now listen to this, and this will absolutely blow your mind. Everyone says, oh well, LeBron only goes to the final every year because he is in the weak East. Keep in mind, I'm going to be comparing Jordan with a whole bunch of players, not just LeBron. Well, LeBron's quote-unquote weak East is 10 times better than Jordan's weak East. The first 3 times Jordan made the playoffs, his team's record were below 500. In 1984-85, the Chicago Bulls went 38-44. And this one is going to absolutely blow your mind. In 1985-86, the Chicago Bulls went 30-52. Are you kidding me? 30-52. That's pretty much near 20 wins. That's crazy. 30 wins and you still make the playoffs? Come on, be realistic. And in 1986-87, the Chicago Bulls went 40-42. Now, I'm not comparing Jordan to Kobe or to LeBron or to Bird or to Magic. What I'm trying to say is there are other players that are way better than Michael Jordan. And that, yes, he is overrated. So, in a way, yeah, I am comparing players to him. The first season LeBron made the playoffs, his team went 50-32. And this will really put things into perspective. Michael Jordan could not get out of the first round without Scottie Pippen, meaning his first 3 seasons in the NBA, Jordan lost in the first round against extremely weak competition. Now, I know you can say, well, the bad boy Pistons, yeah, that's true. And he got swept 2 times out of those 3 years in the first round. Whereas LeBron not only got past the first round, but he forced a Game 7 against a Piston team that just won the NBA championship 2 seasons prior. And LeBron's next season, he led his team to the 2007 NBA Finals. Now let's put more things into perspective. Dwyane Wade led the Miami Heat in his third season in the NBA to the NBA Finals. That's ridiculous, man. The best way to explain this is look how LeBron or D-Wade led their teams to the finals at such a young age. The only reason why they were able to do that is because they made their teammates better. Jordan did not. In fact, Jordan is the biggest ball hog in NBA history. There were seasons where he was shooting over 27 shots a game, 25 shots a game, 26 shots a game. It is crazy how much he shot. Like, honestly, LeBron only shot 20 times or more 5 times in his 13-year career thus far, and yet he only averages 3 less points per game for his career. So the idea that Jordan is the greatest scorer of all time is complete bullshit. Now, before I get into this next thing, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the leading scorer in NBA history. Kobe Bryant is a way better scorer because he's a better shooter. Dwyane Wade is a better scorer. LeBron James is a better scorer. Carmelo Anthony, Tracy McGrady, Larry Bird. There are so many better scorers, Paul Pierce, than Michael Jordan because they all can shoot the ball, drive the ball, post the ball. They can do everything Jordan could do except Jordan can't shoot and they can. Now, this is going to absolutely blow your guys' mind. So hear me out. Let's do some math. If Jordan averaged 37 points per game on 28 shots per game, then how much would he average if he only shot 18 times like LeBron? Put it in a proportion, 28 over 37 equals 18 over x, cross multiply and divide, and you have 23.8 points per game, meaning Jordan was an incredibly inefficient scorer and actually hurt his team more than he helped. Now let's do it the other way around. Let's give LeBron 28 shots per game. Let's do the same thing with T-Mac, Kobe, Larry Bird, Carmelo Anthony, and Dwyane Wade. They would all average just above 40 points per game. You don't believe me? Do the math yourself. It's ridiculous. You see, any star player can shoot a whole bunch of times, but that doesn't mean that they are the greatest of all time. Just because he averaged 37, that doesn't mean he's the greatest of all time. He was a ball hog, and it's so obvious, and it's ridiculous. And also, let's put a little bit more things into perspective. Jordan was a terrible three-point shooter, and I mean absolutely terrible. He shot 12%, 13%, 15%, etc. from three numerous seasons in his career. The NBA brought the three-point line in closer, and guess what happened? His percentage went up, and then they brought it farther back, and oh, guess what happened? It went back down, unsurprisingly. Now, for all of the delusional Skip Bayless type people of the world that say, oh, well, Jordan didn't have superstars around him. You know, he made Scottie Pippen and he made Dennis Rodman. Oh, he made them, did he? Well, how about when Jordan retired and the Bulls still won 55 games? The season prior, they won 57. So without Michael Jordan, they only won 2 less games. Now, are you telling me the best player in the world only has a +2 win impact on his team? When LeBron left Cleveland, they were 61-21 in 2009-2010. When he left in 2010, they won like 19 games. You see the difference? When Dwyane Wade was injured, the Miami Heat didn't even make the playoffs. When LeBron left Miami, they didn't make the play. There's a big, big difference. You know what I mean? When Paul Pierce got injured, the Celtics had no chance of making the playoffs. There's a big difference. You know what I mean? Big difference. Look what happened to the Lakers after Kobe. You know, I know injury is different from retirement, but come on, let's be real, man. Let's be real for a second, okay? Like, this is getting ridiculous, okay? It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. And now, they still made it to the Eastern Conference Finals without Michael Jordan, only to lose to the New York Knicks. But nobody tells you that. All they tell you is how he was around 10 to 15 years. All they tell you is how he was 6 for 6 in the NBA Finals. Now let's talk about this. Jordan had no competition at his position, and this isn't his fault. It is just the fact that he was ahead of his time. In fact, he was around 10 to 15 years ahead of his time. Jordan played in a big man's era. There were no star players at his position. Now, I know you're going to say, oh, well, you know, there were Magic, Bird, Clyde Drexler, Gary Payton, etc. Let's be real. By the time Michael Jordan hit his prime, Larry Bird already had that back injury and was out of his prime. Magic Johnson was already out of his prime. Clyde Drexler was already out of his prime and averaging like 17 points per game. Gary Payton was overrated. Let's be real. He had 2 good seasons where he averaged 23, 7, and 6, and then the decline. Let's be real, okay? Let's be real. Now, for all the people that's saying, you know, oh well, Gary Payton's one of the best ever. Come on, guys, be real for a second. And to put the cherry on top, the teams Jordan beat in the finals were nowhere near as good as the teams LeBron and Kobe had to face. Jordan played against the 91 Lakers. Magic Johnson was already out of his prime. Kareem was gone, and so was the great defensive talent in Michael Cooper. Most of you probably don't even know who Michael Cooper is. The 1992 Portland Trailblazers had one good player in Clyde Drexler, who played extremely well, but again, with how stacked the Bulls were, there was no team that stood a chance against them. The 1993 Phoenix Suns, they had MVP Charles Barkley. However, besides Charles Barkley, the Phoenix Suns had terrible interior defense. The 1996 Seattle Supersonics were destroyed by Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman's incredible defense. And this one I'll give to Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. 97-98 Jazz, they were a really good team, and the Bulls beat them. So I'll give that to that. But besides that, they were easy competition. This is going to, I know I said this a million times, but this is going to make you guys, all you MJ fans. I'm a Michael Jordan fan, but you gotta be realistic, man. This is gonna make all the MJ fans be like, whoa, wait a minute, let me rethink what I was thinking. In 1998, the year Michael Jordan won his last NBA championship, there were 6 NBA teams that did not even make it past 20 wins. Are you kidding me? And they say players like LeBron or D Wade or Kobe or Melo had it easy? Are you kidding me? And how can you say someone is the greatest player of all time if when he leaves the team is still as good as they were with him? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Anyway, man, I just wanted to put things in perspective. I'm not saying Jordan was terrible because he's obviously a top 10 talent ever, top 10 player ever. All I am saying is I can name 5, maybe 6 players who are better all-around players than Michael Jordan, and that contribute to their team's success more than Michael Jordan. Also, for everyone saying Jordan would dominate if he played in today's league, no, that is completely false. If Michael Jordan played in the modern NBA, he would still be an all-star caliber player, but he would not dominate. He would probably average around 18, 19 points per game. And here's why. Back then, they literally did not allow zone defense. They forced man-to-man. If a team tried to play zone defense, the refs would stop the game, call illegal defense. Like, for real, it was ridiculous. They would force them to play man-to-man. So anyway, Jordan could not shoot the three-point ball. With today's game, you need to have a jump shot. Jordan, the mid-range game is not going to work because of zone defense. That double team is going to come in. If he's going to try and post that double team and the help's going to be there right there, he's going to have to kick it out. Now, it's obviously easier said than done, but he's not going to average 37. You know, first of all, no team's going to allow him to take 28 shots a game. Like, that was ridiculous. So at the end of the day, he played in a watered-down era. The 90s era was not the golden era. The golden era was 2000 to 2014. That's so obvious. You know, with all the competitiveness that went on with the Spurs, the Lakers, the Miami Heat, the Orlando Magic, even the Boston Celtics. Like, there were so many teams that were in contention to win championships, whereas in Jordan's era, it was just his team. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's been Steve. Peace.